Muffed is on a season that fell short. We'll break down why. This is the Giants 2025 season in review. Muffed! The New York Giants finished 2025 at 4-13, missing the playoffs for the third straight year and landing dead last in the NFC East. It was a year of stomach-churning collapses bookended by flickers of belief. A Week 6 thumping of the Eagles 34-17 that doubled as a coming-out party for rookie quarterback Jaxson Dart, and a Week 7 disaster in Denver where the Giants led 19-0 through 3 quarters and lost by 1. Head coach Brian DeBull was fired at 2-8 after a Week 10 collapse in Chicago, and Mike Kafka stepped in as interim. The defense leaked, the run game was gutted by injury, the franchise lost its 2 most explosive skill players, Malik Neighbors and Cam Skatebo, before Halloween. But Dart was real. The Week 18 upset of the Cowboys closed the book on a hopeful note, and John Harbaugh is now walking through the door. In a word, muffed, but not without a pulse. To the numbers, the Giants scored just under 22 points a game and gave up just under 26, a -4 scoring margin that puts them in the bottom third of the league. On offense, total expected points added, the metric for how much each snap moved the needle on scoring, came in at -4.6 in the pass game and +17.9 on the ground, which tells you exactly where this offense lived. Defensively, they allowed +16.4 expected points through the air and a brutal +73.8 on the ground. And remember, on defense, you want those numbers negative. They converted 41% of third downs, league average, but cashed just 16% of red zone trips into touchdowns, bottom quartile. Variance was the story. 6 one-score games, 4 blown leads on the road, and a chasm between their wins and losses. Boom or bust with way too much bust. Now let's talk about the passing offense. The Giants threw for 218 yards a game with 21 touchdowns and absorbed 48 sacks, nearly 3 a game, and that's the headline. The protection broke down all year. The season splits cleanly around the end of the Russell Wilson era in Week 11. Before the switch, the passing game produced -13.9 expected points added, with Wilson taking most of the snaps and posting a completion percentage over expected of -11.2, meaning he completed roughly 11% fewer throws than an average quarterback would have on the same attempts. After Dart took over full-time, the unit flipped to +9.3 expected points added the rest of the way. Dart finished with 2,272 passing yards, 15 touchdowns through the air, just 5 interceptions, and added 487 yards and 9 scores on the ground. A dual-threat rookie line that genuinely energized the building. The signature throw came in Week 7 against Denver, 3rd and 17 in the 4th quarter, when Dart hit Theo Johnson on a short crosser that turned into a 41-yard touchdown, worth more than 6 full points of expected value, and in cruel Giants fashion, not enough. Now let's dig into the rushing offense. This was the strength of the team: 2,204 rushing yards, 130 a game, 22 rushing touchdowns, and a rushing expected points added that ranked in the 88th percentile league-wide. Legitimately elite. But the ground game lost Cam Skatebo to a dislocated ankle in late October, and the splits tell the story. Before Skatebo went down, the Giants averaged 119 rushing yards a game at roughly 0 expected points added per carry. After, they actually got slightly more efficient per carry, +0.07, largely because Dart's legs became a bigger part of the equation and Tyrone Tracy carried more load. Tracy finished as the workhorse with 740 rushing yards on 176 carries and +54 rush yards over expected, steady floor, low ceiling. The unit was the most consistent thing the Giants had all year, a real identity even after losing its best back. Next up, the pass defense. On the surface, this unit looks middling. 3,908 passing yards allowed, 25 touchdowns, 39 sacks, and a pass defense expected points added allowed in the 53rd percentile, a hair above average. The pass rush generated a 25% pressure rate, which is fine. The takeaway department was the problem, just 15 on the season, 28th percentile league-wide. When the splash plays came, they came big. Cordell Flott's 68-yard pick 6 off Jalen Hurts in the Week 6 Eagles win. Daniel Belton's strip of Marcus Mariota in Week 15. Tyler Nubin's strip sack fumble return for a touchdown against Minnesota in Week 16. But those plays came in isolated spurts rather than as a weekly identity, and the late game collapses, Denver in Week 7, Chicago in Week 10, Dallas in Week 2, all featured a secondary that couldn't get off the field on third down. Edge rusher Brian Burns was the engine of what splash there was, showing up on multiple forced fumbles. Useful, just not enough of him to go around. In the run defense, this is where the Giants got truly muffed. They surrendered 2,495 rushing yards, 147 a game, and a run defense expected points added allowed of plus 73.8, third percentile in the entire league. Third percentile, only 1 or 2 teams in football were worse against the run. They allowed 5.6 yards a carry and 21 rushing touchdowns, and unlike the pass defense, this wasn't variance, it was a weekly trait. Opposing offenses ran on them in the first quarter and the fourth, went ahead and went behind. If you want the single cleanest reason the Giants finished 4-13, it's a front seven that could not stop the run. Muffed! The Giants season MVP is rookie quarterback Jaxson Dart, 2,272 passing yards, 15 touchdowns through the air, just 5 interceptions, plus 487 rushing yards, and 9 scores on the ground in 14 games. And the entire passing offense flipped from minus 13.9 to plus 9.3 expected points added the moment he became the full-time starter. The most urgent fix is the run defense, third percentile in the league in rushing expected points added allowed, surrendering nearly 147 rushing yards a game at 5.6 a carry. A close second is red zone offense. A 16% touchdown rate inside the 20 is bottom quartile, and it left points on the field in just about every close loss this team had. That's the Giants 2025 season. 2 things before you go. 1, if you want this every week when the season kicks off, subscribe to the Giants feed wherever you're listening. 2, if you want the same treatment for your fantasy roster, head to muff.ai and we'll build you a custom weekly show. That's the wrap.